Alright, welcome back everybody. I'm already out on the lake, as you guys can see. This is another sunrise. I'll never get sick of those. And funky hair this morning. So I'm gonna say a couple things about this lake. I'm not gonna name it because it's really not that big, but it's a decent sized lake. One, it's crystal clear. Two, it's very deep. Three, it's got a lot of big species in it. So normally I've fished this lake every once in a while in the wintertime. I've actually never filmed here, now that I think about it. All the times I ever really fished at open water was when I was younger. But it's got giant smallmouth, good decent walleye, big bluegills, and giant crappie. So we're gonna try, I'm by a mid-lake hump right now, I'll give you guys that. And I'm gonna try and get into some smallmouth this morning because I haven't been doing that this year, and I just want to catch some smallmouth. So I have a bunch of stuff for my smallmouth, and yeah, thumbs up for getting out for the sunrise. I'm like half asleep, but let's catch some fish. Okay, since it's early enough and, well, flat calm water, I'm gonna have to throw the popper around a little bit this morning. It's really hard to pass up flat calm water and top water bite if it's possible. I don't know. I haven't fished here in a long time, so we'll see. I'm seeing a bunch of fish come up to the surface after minnows and stuff, so we'll see. Be cool to get one of these giant smallmouth that live out here on top water. Usually early fall you can start finding them coming up shallow in the mornings. They will push back deep though later at night or later in the day. Okay, so I was tossing around a bunch of different baits, seeing fish. They are not reacting to like a wacky worm or like a slow drag worm, and basically I'm gonna switch it over to what I know has been working this year. Is a jig and a gulp minnow, because everything eats minnows, and then you can kind of dial things in from there, because then you'll know exactly what you're chasing around and basically if they're hungry or not. A 2-inch gulp on like a 1/16 ounce jig head. Pretty simple. Something. Oh, bluegill. Be interesting to get one of the bigger ones in here. Fish number one is a bluegill. Okay, I'm seeing fish that are turning down my my other offerings, so going with the big old piece of night crawler jig head. You get basically everything that swims with this, but the nice thing will be is if I run into walleye or anything of the sort, walleye, bass, all the fun stuff, they shouldn't turn it down. So we'll see. Still kind of working around this mid-lake hump. Nothing really on top of it this morning, so we'll see if around the edges of it hold any big fish. Well, landed on that guy. What are you? Feels stronger. Oh, that's why. Didn't take much effort. Couple of suspended little bass. Okay, so the bass will eat it. That feels better. So these guys are in the weeds. And I switched it up on you guys. You didn't see it. That's a healthy one. So yeah, I switched it up on you guys, and these guys can't resist it. You're getting fat already. That's cool. There was like 6 of those. So yeah, earlier this year, I went and bought a bunch of these little craws. When I'm editing this, I'll look them up and find them for you guys. All I did is throw it on a jig head. But yeah, there's like a underwater hump out here, and there's a weed line. I just threw this across the top of the weed line and pull it across the top, and right as soon as it hit the edge of it, that dude came up and smoked it. He didn't even wait for it to sink. I could do that all day. That's fun. Okay, I'm gonna switch it up a little bit here and cruise the shorelines real quick and see if I can find any shallow fish with some cranks and craws. See if there's any big largemouth in here. Still have to beat a 5-pounder. Actually got one. Thought there would be one up there. Gotta get more of these rage craws. They work really good. Oh, that's a skinny guy. Sorry, buddy. Okay, going crazy. I'm seeing smallmouth up shallow, and they're not biting this craw, which is driving me nuts. So I'm going to probably throw some live bait on just so I can catch some fish. Otherwise, I might go crazy. Okay, if I throw this in front of a bass and it doesn't eat it, I'm going home. Got one. Oh, and it's a smallmouth. Finally, I don't have to leave. I knew the piece of crawler. So I saw this guy swim in from like 50 yards away and dive down after it. I just had to wait till my line went tight, set the hook. It's about time. Thanks, buddy. Come here. I'll let you go. That's just a small one, but they're real pretty out here. This guy hit it before I had a chance to turn the GoPro on. Should have brought more worms. No. Alright, I'm gonna have to throw an artificial on and see if they'll still hit it. There's like 6 more of these guys down there. God, I couldn't imagine hooking into like a 5. Okay, so they're hitting pieces about that big. So tear one of these guys in half. Let's see if they'll eat it. Because if they will, we're gonna have a whole lot of fun and not have to change baits as often. And that last one had like 6 fish right around it, so there. My own little version of a turd. Little Ned rig style. These guys have been hammering them, so why not? Gonna definitely have to come back out here when the water cools down and the big fish move shallow. Yay. So this guy just came flying out of the weeds and hit my little Ned rig thing. So it works. That's like it's almost probably a 9-10 inch gill. Was not expecting that. Oh, and the camera was dead. Well, I just turned my GoPro off when I set the hook on something decent. Not sure what it is. Feels kind of like a big bluegill. Oh, because it is. It's a nice fish. Switch it over to the Swedish pimple. I was seeing fish in the weeds. Turns out they're just big bluegills. Okay guys, so what you guys didn't see is I just spent the last 3 hours after I caught, I believe, that last big bluegill. Yeah, I think it was one big bluegill. Found some cattails. It's actually like a big channel, but I was trying to get some more largemouth and smallmouth. I couldn't find any. I did find some random perch, but I couldn't get them to bite. They were super shallow. It was weird, but yeah, new body of water, a couple of smallmouth, a couple of largemouth, and a couple of big bluegills. Not too bad. Was a pretty decent day. I was looking for like a 4 or 5 pound smallmouth because that's what's supposed to be in here. I need to go travel to some big water to get me some big smallmouth. I've been itching for it. Comment below if you guys want to see some smallmouth videos this fall. Otherwise, see you guys next time.